In today's video, I want to talk about important maintenance on all Ford trucks. A lot of Super Duty owners are under the impression that the front ends on these trucks are maintenance free, and for the most part, that is true with the exception of the one grease fitting on all Ford Super Duties on the front axle half shaft. When you rotate it around, there it is. You can see it right there. So what you want to do is wipe off the tip of that and grease it when you do your maintenance, when you do your oil changes, and especially if you have a heavy service front suspension like what we have. What I mean is, if your truck is plowing snow or doing the heavy duty work, you don't want to forget about this. A lot of times when you get your maintenance done at the dealership, they won't do it because it's overlooked, and you just want to ask the question to the service technician who's doing your lube. If you're getting your maintenance done at the dealership, you want to double check and ask if this is being done, and you can visually see if it's being done by just looking underneath the truck after the oil change, asking the question, because oftentimes this is overlooked. So I've got my grease gun out to do this. I am gonna go ahead and just leave it alone for now because visually I can see that it was just done. Like, it's still got the factory grease in it, and it looks like it gets done maybe at the factory or maybe the factory that builds the axle shafts or whatever. So I'm gonna leave it alone for now. I'll go ahead and do this for the first maintenance of the truck, and that'll be good. So one of those things, I've talked about this before, but it's interesting that I still have comments about it. A lot of guys will claim that they don't exist. You know, hey, my front end doesn't have a grease point, and I've gone back and forth in the comment sections with viewers of the channel about how their truck doesn't have a grease fitting, and ultimately they end up going to look at their truck and finding a grease fitting on the half shaft. And on my 19 F250, I didn't know about this for the first few years of owning this truck. And when I finally got around to doing it, the gross metal old grease that came out of that universal joint for the front four-wheel drive was horrendous. But haven't had any failures, and I think I caught it in time. But you definitely don't want to end up having not known about this fitting, especially if you're working the truck, because now you're in trouble because if you didn't grease it, it can cause a failure, and they're very expensive to replace. But if you follow the channel, then you know that we just picked up our 7.3. I want to do my best to take care of this truck and maintain it properly, and we're going to be taking this truck out today, hooked up to our trailer and driving it and talking about how it's performing so far. We just made the change from the 6.7 liter Power Stroke, and this will now be my daily. The 19 is going to be my work truck. We're going to switch it out, but we decided just to leave it hooked up for now. I mean, we've really been enjoying working it, and yeah, it's been a good truck. But anyway, let's go ahead and get on the road, get to work, and talk about our experience with the 7.3. All right, we're about halfway through the day here. 7.3 doing very good. This is no issue at all for our truck. Here's a look at what we are towing. Couple thousand pounds, nothing crazy. This is 1200. This one's about 600. Couple mowers, trimmers, edger, blower, leaf blowers, nothing crazy. All right, so this is where the Ford trucks are just extremely versatile. Basically, we work at a lot of dead ends, so you got to be able to turn around, back up. I mean, if all this is full, sometimes this is full up here in this corner, and you got to back up even maybe the whole street. Sometimes you got to back up for the whole street. So what we got to do, nose in this way. There's trailers and stuff that are not supposed to be here, but they are nonetheless here. We nose in here, boom, front camera, we can see in front of us so we don't hit nothing. Then you throw it in reverse, and there you go. We've got a camera on our trailer so we can see behind our trailer, making sure we don't hit nothing. And yeah, Still need to use the mirrors, but it's nice to know when you got this big wall. If you look in that mirror, can't see nothing but a big wall. So it's nice to know where exactly you are with your trailer. So I want to back up. Now there's a dumpster right there. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to see it. And I don't need to get as close to it this time because I have some room. But without this camera, I would be very nervous right now. But with it, look how close I can get, guys. And with the mirrors and everything, you can see nothing. Rear view mirror, you can see nothing. But with the camera. Now, the thing about this, now comment below if it maybe I'm wrong, but you can't get this on low trim levels on other trucks. I think GM has a camera available, but I do not believe you can get it on like an XL trim, but I could be wrong. I don't know the full breakdown on the GM trucks. I don't know if this is even an option on a Dodge. Comment below if you know, but I do not believe you can get this on a Dodge. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, the Dodge infotainment is way better than the Fords. Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's newer. I don't know if it's really better. It's probably slower, maybe. A lot of people said the Dodge infotainment's a little bit slower, but it does look fancy. Does it have the optional added cameras? For Ford, this camera is like $350 from their site, their accessory site. And yeah, it's a great addition to all our trailers. Just backing up, getting close to stuff has been huge. But we're gonna go ahead and finish the day. We're about halfway there. See you guys at the next scene. So we are back home and now unhooking the 7.3. The old tried and true 6.2 is going in its position, and I am going to daily drive this 7.3 liter Godzilla. But anyway, my name is Sean. This is DS Trucks. See you guys in the next video. Over and out.